This video is proudly sponsored by EA. A massive thank you to them for letting me play F1 2021 early and providing you with this content. A massive thank you to Brooke, Anil and Rob for subscribing to the channel. If you want to be featured in these little bits, make sure you subscribe down below. Hello everyone and welcome back guys to round 3 of our F1 2021 My Team career mode. Yes, today we're here back of course with more My Team on the channel. Obviously, if you missed out on the 2 races that we did yesterday, yes, we did a double upload yesterday as well. We might do another double upload today, depending on how we're feeling as well, of course. But obviously, if you missed out on those 2 races, definitely recommend going back and checking them out. Of course, the first one, we set up the new 2-2 Motorsport team, got everything all underway at the Bahrain Grand Prix, and of course, then we also went to Spain really late on yesterday night. So, of course, I wouldn't be surprised if too many of you missed out that one. Definitely worth a watch, though, nonetheless. But, of course, that is your warning for spoilers ready for today. Currently, though, in the championship, we sit down in P16 there. Only 11 drivers have scored so far this season there. Vettel, Sainz, and then you've got the AlphaTauri, Yuki Tsunoda, and of course the 8 backmarker cars at the moment still yet to get points on the board. But heading though to the third race of the year, obviously of course in Monaco, we have got the opportunity to put some more upgrades on the car. We're going to have a look at a bit more of some aero upgrades. Of course, we've already got the streamlined suspension arms in the works, so we are going to have a look at the secondary wing flaps. We'll go with that, so that should be done in time for Baku next time out. And then we'll also go with the rear wing outer strakes as well, with an 8% discount, so that's going to help us out. No, we're not, because we've already got an upgrade going on the aero there. So we'll go with the chassis then instead, see if we can try and get anything else upgraded there as well. Is there any more upgrades we can do? No, so we actually need to start upgrading our facilities as well. Do we have any money for upgrading the facilities? Yes, we do. So we need to upgrade, what upgrade shall we go with? We got 3.1 million in the books, so we are going to go with the fabrication. Means we can now do 2 upgrades at once on the aero, the chassis side of things. And then can we also get a upgrade here? No, we cannot. So the aero, yeah, really got some expensive upgrades to it as well. I don't want to worry too much about fabrication. Any other upgrades we can do? No, not at the moment. But there we go then. Let's get all our activities sorted, ready for the Monaco Grand Prix. We'll go with some external training for our teammate Lundgaard. We'll go with a funded team event, and we will go with the aero team building as well. That should keep us nice and busy. But before we head to Monaco as well, we've got a quick little press interview as well there. Both the upgrades hopefully are going to go on the car as well. Obviously really important as we head to Monaco there. Obviously the turbo size upgrade
we've had
as
the new
well.
Parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Right, there we go. So we might as well be able to put another upgrade on quickly if we're lucky as well there. Obviously this is what you've got to be doing early on in the game. You've really got to be trying to manage everything as best as possible there. So we'll get the barge board upgrade going as well. That should be done just in time for Baku as well. So yeah, really now trying to stretch ourselves away from the backmarker cars and bring ourselves in line with AlphaTauri and Alpine as well there. But yeah, let's head to our interview then with Will Buxton.
Thanks so much for the invitation to your HQ. Let's have a little chat about the team's performance this season. Upgrades to your facilities seem to have stalled. Is there no more room for improvement, or are you prioritising other areas?
Oh, so already they're bringing in some difficult questions for us. Let's have a look. We invested heavily in our staff. They're our greatest asset. That seems like the best response to go with.
Seems to be getting much more comfortable with their car. Have you been focusing on their development?
We'll go with investment in your staff is so important in the sport again.
Would it be safe to say that in terms of team orders, your career comes first in your team?
Absolutely not. There are no team orders here. Now,
You've been
I'm sure will
struggling
change.
to get points this season. What are the key areas of improvement you need to make to the team?
Oh, both of these aren't great. Do we bin off Lundgaard? No, I think we say something about the power unit.
What are your predictions for your team going into this season?
We're going into championships, not quite. We're still finding our feet, but we're hoping to get more points. Hopefully we'll challenge the top 3, maybe pick up a podium or 2. We should be a solid midfield team. I'm hoping for plenty of points. That seems fair.
Well, thanks a lot for inviting us here. It's been fantastic.
So there we go, a quick interview then with Will Buxton. Let's head out then into practice for the Monaco Grand Prix. I love coming back to the Monaco Grand Prix on a new F1 game. It's always a new challenge, it's always a brilliant challenge though. And for us, it's always a great opportunity as well to try and walk away with some big points from a weekend there. Not the best run through turn 1, but yeah, normally we get a little bit of Monaco magic here as well in recent games. But yeah, let's just see what we can do over this weekend. Don't want to get too high expectations, but hopefully, yeah, we can really challenge the midfield.
Some minor damage.
That's not the best way to start this weekend, though, nudging the front wing.
Minimum lap time.
I must admit,
with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage.
I haven't even hit anything. What on earth are the team on about? But I must admit, I'm loving the way the practice programs work on F1 2021 so far. The fact they are a bit different, you know, each weekend you do get some different stuff. What's Mazepin doing? As we head up in towards Casino Square there. Not a fan of the Haasman's driving. And that, unfortunately, is going to ruin this first lap. Come to the end of our fuel simulation run. Purple score. We'll take that very, very happily indeed.
We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can talk you through the numbers.
Team happy with that. Getting ready though for qualifying. It's meant to be a wet affair here from the Monaco Grand Prix, so that might make things very, very interesting. Trying to go out and complete our final objective for the session here in the race practice run. Got to really try and take a lot of curb through that first corner, but as well, this is really, really good for trying to just get a groove in with the car on full fuel and everything like that. Just sort of working out what you can take, what gears you need. You know, you really need some tunnel vision around Monte Carlo, and so far this lap's been fairly hooked up. Come to the end of our first lap, about 3/10 up.
Okay, super
That's
job
pretty
so
good.
far. We're getting great data. Stay focused.
Really have to chuck it in through turn 1 though. It always feels like you're going to understeer out into that wall, but the car just about grips up as the camber comes back towards you. It's only minor, but you've really got to lean on it. Forgot as well, of course, we can use the battery on these runs. That should give us a little bit of a helping hand as we head up towards the line. See, there we gain about a 10th from doing that through the final corner.
What we asked for.
One more lap, and we should get the purple score. Around in the final corner then to finish off this session. It's going to be about half a second up in the end.
Okay,
and that is going to be another purple score.
Great data. Stay focused.
So the team, yeah, very, very happy with that in the end. 2 purple scores and a green. Easily our best session of the year so far. Let's head into qualifying. We've made mistakes in every qualifying session we've had so far this year in both the My Team and the Williams Road to Glory as well. But today at Monaco, I'm hoping we can just keep it clean and tidy and get to the end of the session. Now, I think the key here apparently is to go straight out onto some inters. But we're just going to try and fill the car up with a bit more fuel and just try and ground out some laps as well. Here we'll go with 7 laps in the tank. We'll also max out the front wing as well. I think we were running 10-11 wings up to this point, so we'll take that straight up to 11-11. Let's not listen to what the team is saying. The inters are apparently quicker, so we're definitely going to go with them. Are they still quicker? Yeah, they're still showing up as quicker, so we'll head out there and we'll ignore and go to track. Well, the track is certainly right at the crossover point between the full wets and the intermediate tyres here, but we'll try and set a couple of laps on these inters just to see what the pace is like. Of course, just want to slowly ease the car. Oh, as soon as I say that, nudge the wall through turn 1. Yeah, this is definitely full wet weather. I should have listened to the team. Who would have thought I should have listened to the game? Hamilton set a 22.8 as his first lap of the session. Mazepin, I think, was on a 25 something. So we head through the final corner, already up to the 120 mark. So we're not going to be as far off Mazepin as I thought we'd been, especially considering how many mistakes we made. Maybe there is still a little bit to be had on these rubber. Let's just wait and see as we head back up through turn 1. Go and finding a couple more tenths straight away, so we just build up some confidence, build up some temperatures as well. Maybe these inters aren't so bad. This thing is struggling for grip absolutely everywhere, but the times are still coming down at this early stage of the session. There you can see just how much we're fighting the wheel. Try and keep this thing pointed in a straight line there. Mount the curbs through the final corners of the lap. So just trying to get the car rotated through Anthony Noakes. If you pinch a wheel, it understeers so horrendously there. Nudge the wall again, but we're going to be about 1.6 up on this second run there. That's going to give us a mid-25. So we actually go quicker than Ocon as well there. So maybe, yeah, these inters aren't too bad. Heading back through again, this lap felt really, really good on these intermediate tyres there. We're still finding time lap after lap, and this is why I wanted to try and get out and go for quite a few runs in concession here. But up towards the start-finish line, it's going to be another second, down to a low 24 now. And that really puts us in the mix. They're quicker than Valtteri Bottas at this stage of the session. Is it worth going out onto a set of wets? I'm not convinced. More and more puddles are starting to form at this stage of the session now, and I think the track is just getting wetter and wetter as we come towards the end of our first run. Nudge the wall on the inside of Tabac. We'll get out of the way of Valtteri Bottas through Sector 3, so that might have been why we were quicker than him so far. Yeah, I wonder if this is just turned into one of those sessions where getting out there early is absolutely key, but I don't think we can find any more time on these inters. Oh, a lot of understeer there. Don't want to Schumacher it. There we go. For the first time this year into Q2 here at the Monaco Grand Prix there, we did get the strategy right on those intermediate tyres there. You can see a lot of other cars went out onto inters right at the end there. Hamilton's still fastest on a set of wets, however, but Bottas, yeah, just a tenth behind him on his intermediate. So we do sneak through into Q2 for the first time there, ahead of Mick Schumacher as well, who is alongside us. They're both Alphas, our teammate, both Williams and Mazepin out in Q1. Let's see what more we can get out of this car. Let's be fair, getting into Q2 is a really, really big thing for us early on in the season, but I think anything more now is probably just a bonus rather than anything else. The track does seem to be getting drier and drier though, so again, might be one of those sessions where being out there right at the very end is going to be absolutely critical there. So Q1 was be out there really early, Q2 might be out there really, really late in this session, but again, we're just going to try and pound out some laps, try and settle down into more of a rhythm. I don't think I've ever actually seen a wet qualifying in real life in Formula 1. I've been watching since 2008, I want to say, that I can sort of properly remember. 2007 might have been, but yeah, I don't actually think I've ever seen a wet qualifying here at Monaco. Again, purple through Sector 2 there, so I don't know how much time we're finding through that complex of corners there. Just getting really, really hooked up and the car's feeling comfortable in towards the final couple of corners of the lap. This hasn't been a bad first lap out in Q2. Like I said, the track's definitely getting drier and drier at the moment as well. And up towards the start-finish line, it's going to be a 21.5. We're fastest in Q2 here so far. So yeah, definitely going to have to be one of those sessions where you're out there right at the very end. And we will have that very happily.
The rain's easing off a bit, but the track is still going to be wet for a while.
Yeah, come to the end of our second run though, no time found there. So yeah, I think we might have just been really lucky with when we went on our run. But I think, yeah, we've just got to be out here right at the end of the session. Heading back out there at the end of qualifying. Then we're going to cross the line with less than 20 seconds left on the clock. So if we're going to find time, it's got to be now. We're still fastest though at this stage of the session. But can we find any more on our third run? Just a little bit of a kick a wheel spin out of turn 1. I think, yeah, we might have just gone out there right at the perfect time. Lando Norris goes faster in his McLaren, so we're definitely not going to end the session top of the timings unless we can find a load more pace. But we just got to be quick but careful here. Don't want to write the car off, of course. And if we do sneak through to Q3, not be able to do it there. Perez, I think, now fastest at the moment as we're still green on this lap. Everyone, though, still finding time behind us as well, of course, there as we try just to dance over the curbs. It is so difficult here trying to find the grips limits around this Monaco Grand Prix. About half a tenth up at the moment. Hamilton now fastest in this session as well. That's a massive tank slapper out of the hotel. How on earth have we kept that in one piece? A little bit of curb on the exit of the chicane there, but I think we can get away with that because we were still going sideways on the way in towards the final sector of the lap. Again, right the curbs as much as you dare, and we are still going to be really close to our previous lap here as we head, nudging the wall on the exit of Larascas there, up towards the start-finish line. It is not... Is it going to be an improvement? It's going to be mighty close. It is an improvement, but only by a couple of hundredths. And is that us through into Q3? Look at that, into Q3 for the very first time in Formula 1 there. So not only have we had our first Q2 appearance, but yeah, now... Maybe the track's going to dry up a bit more. Maybe we can do a little bit more with the car. But already we're punching way above where I expected us to be this weekend. I told you Monaco Magic was a thing on this channel. And boy, have we proved it once more. Heading out then into Q3. Obviously, the only problem we do face is we've used all our sets of inters up to this point there. So really now it's about just trying to put one lap on the board and seeing where we can find ourselves on the grid for the Monaco Grand Prix. Anything higher than 10th is probably a bonus at this stage there, and that is not the run we needed through turn 1. As long as we keep the car in one piece, we might stand a chance of out-qualifying someone here at the Monaco Grand Prix. Gasly in this AlphaTauri currently in P9. Can we go any faster than him? I mean, I'd be really, really happy, to be honest. If you told me at the start of qualifying we could have ended up in the top 10, I would have laughed at you. I thought maybe Q2 was going to be possible, but nothing more than that there as this lap, yeah, so far has been far from ideal in Q3, but we'll just try and keep our head down, get the car rotated through the corners, and get a lap on the board there as we get a huge amount of wheel spin again through the tunnel section. That time around able to keep it straight on the exit of the bridge, or nudge the wall. That was not what we needed there, and we've nudged the wall again.
Okay, you have front wing damage. This will be a major performance impact unless you...
We'll get out of the way. We'll get out of the way of the other cars. Yeah, just pushing to the limits there once more. We've said it a lot so far this year. Pushing to the limits on our qualifying run there. But P10 on the grid for the Monaco Grand Prix. We will stake that happily enough.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Hamilton, Perez, and Max Verstappen. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Well, there we go then. Qualifying done and dusted for the Monaco Grand Prix, and Hamilton on pole in his Mercedes there. Perez second ahead of Verstappen with Bottas, and then both Ferraris there. Both McLarens, Gasly and myself. Looking at the timings, we might just have been able to get ahead of Gasly there, but I don't think anything more than that would have been possible. I'm sure we're about to cause a train in the Monaco Grand Prix as well. Let's get it.
Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino, first opened in 1863. And, of course, a certain road race, first held here in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. We're on the French Riviera once more this weekend at the 2-mile-long Circuit de Monaco. The cars will climb around 40 metres up the hill, past the casino, and then descend downwards towards the harbour through Sector 2. It's a very short run from pole position to the first of the 19 corners at Saint-Devote. And don't expect to see much overtaking here today. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are three main things to worry about there, Crofty. Positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Bottas, Carlos Sainz and Leclerc, Ricciardo, Norris, Gasly and Mr. Monaco, Vettel, Stroll, Fernando Alonso and Tsunoda, Ocon, Mick Schumacher, Nicholas Latifi and Christian Lundgaard, Raikkonen, Russell, Mazepin and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Right, so here we are then, on the grid, ready for the Monaco Grand Prix. Round 3 of the year. It seems odd to have a Monaco race so early on in a championship, but in terms of strategy, the team want us to do a hard to medium. Definitely don't feel like that's the way to go. I will have a look trying to do a medium soft, if possible. The mediums will always go well around this track, of course. So, yeah, fingers crossed today that can work in our favour. Of course, the aim is to park the bus early on around this circuit. I'm sure safety cars are going to not only be a possibility, but probably pretty much almost a guarantee in this Monaco Grand Prix as well, of course. But we'll wait and see what we can do. It's looking nice and sunny here on the Sunday, of course, after that horrible conditions in qualifying yesterday. In terms of setup, we're going to knock one back off the front wing, but I think, yeah, a lot of this one is going to be focusing on our mirrors here today. But we're ready on the grid then, starting from P10. Let's see if we can keep it clean and tidy off the start and get through the first couple of corners in one piece. 5 red lights here at Monaco, and it is a very long hole, but it's finally lights out. And away we go there, and it has been an okay start. Vettel trying to look up the inside in towards turn 1. Do want to try and hold off ahead of the Aston Martin if possible, which we've done so through the first corner there. That was absolutely critical in this Grand Prix. Like I said, the aim, of course, today is to try and hang on and maybe score some points here. Obviously, you've got to be careful of the undercut, but a good clean start as well for us. Little Gasly, very slow down the hill. We'll have a sneak up the inside. Don't mind if I do. And we will jump the AlphaTauri off the start there. Everyone just concertinaing up through the hairpin, though. Lando Norris there in front of us, almost lost our front wing on his diffuser. But we have got away at the start of this Grand Prix. They're making it the one place as well is absolutely critical here at Monaco. But of course now the focus completely shifts to trying to settle down into a rhythm. And that is not settling down into a rhythm. They're just running a bit too optimistic in towards the hairpin. We have got slightly softer rubber than a lot of the guys in front of us. But I mean, yeah, Lando and that McLaren and pretty much every car in front of us probably going to be looking at 2.5 seconds a lap faster on normal pace. So even on those harder tyres, I think just trying to keep up with them will be a big enough achievement. Hamilton fastest at the end of lap 1, but we have settled down and we have come away still inside the top 10.
Don't panic just yet, but we've seen a problem at our end. We're looking into it.
Oh, that's not what we want to hear. Come on, Jeff. Don't give us that. Don't want to panic in this Grand Prix. What on earth have the team found a fault with then? That's what I want to know. Give me info.
Okay, we have a severe engine issue. Find a safe space to retire or return to the pits.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, no! No! Oh, that's heartbreaking. Nothing we can do. The game's taken over. The engine's completely gone on just lap 4 of the Monaco Grand Prix. That's out. We can't do anything with that. F1 2021 is brutal. Well, you're out of the session due to a mechanical failure with your car. I'm lost for words. I'm genuinely lost for words. I know I've said for years that this needed to be a feature, but oh, I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted.
They've done it then. They've won here in Monaco with an emphatic performance and a victory they can be proud of for years to come. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. Let's see how the driver standings have changed. Lewis Hamilton takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after an excellent result. Now, let's discuss, Ant, who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
For me, it's Kimi Räikkönen, someone who definitely doesn't get enough attention for how well he performs out on the track.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
F1 2021 is absolutely brutal, man. Like I was saying, I know in the past I've asked for mechanical failures on this game there, but 4 laps in to the Monaco Grand Prix, 4! And the engine completely goes pop on us. Nothing we could have done to try and prevent it. No sort of wear and tear on the engine. I did check before the Grand Prix. We were only running at like 30% wear on all the parts there. But, I mean, this game, man. What can we do? I mean, I'm so sorry to you guys as well. You know, there was a big opportunity today. You know, it was still early doors, but we were keeping up with the McLarens of Norris and Ricciardo there. So, I mean, if we kept up with them, we could have been looking at P7, P8 here at Monaco, but no, today, unfortunately, is not going to be our day there. Hamilton takes home the Monaco Grand Prix victory ahead of Valtteri Bottas there, who did a good recovery to get Mercedes yet another 1-2 there and a maximum points haul once more. Max Verstappen third ahead of Perez. Then you got both McLarens, both Ferraris, Vettel and Pierre Gasly rounding out your finishes there. You can see further down the order, Stroll, Alonso, Ocon just miss out on points. They're ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. Raikkonen, George Russell, Mick Schumacher, Lundgaard, Mazepin and Giovinazzi all finish the lap down, and just myself and Latifi not able to make it to the checkered flag there. But, yeah, I don't know what to say. Had we binned it, I would be gutted. You know, I'd be annoyed with myself there on F1 2021, and yeah, would just be very, very frustrated. But nothing we can do in that situation. The team reported a fault, and less than half a lap later, the car had already gone up in smoke there. We will definitely be back later on today with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix there. That definitely says to me as well, we need to focus on some durability upgrades on the car as well there. You know, we don't want to miss out on opportunities like that when we're running in the points more consistently as well there. But thank you all so much for watching this video nonetheless, I guess. Having a look quickly at the championship, Hamilton takes the lead once again, 4 points clear of Bottas there. Ricciardo gets a big jump up out with, as well as Leclerc there, up into 6th and 7th there, jumping past Alonso and Stroll. Sainz up to 10th ahead of Esteban Ocon, and you can see further down the order there, Gasly gets his 2nd points of the season there. Russell re-jumps us as well in the Drivers' Championship. Constructors, though, Mercedes still the maximum points haul ahead of Red Bull there. McLaren still in P3. Ferrari get the jump on Alpine, and Aston Martin there up into 4th place. And Williams jump us on countback, sends us down to P10 overall at this early stage of the year there. But like I said, we will definitely be back later on today, ready with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix there. I pray we don't get another mechanical failure. We are going to be going down to Ferrari. I don't know if that's for just salt in the wound after Italy at the weekend as well there, but gutted with that. F1 2021, I know I've said it, is a brutal game. Like I said, make sure you're subscribed for later on. Hopefully we'll come back swinging. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to the Travesty, Patrick and Chuan for being a member of the channel. If you guys want to help us out as well, obviously you can join for just £1 a month with some other exclusive perks by clicking the join button down below.